If your recall is unreliable or your dog just ignores you when called, chances are your recall has been poisoned. Now, the word poisoned sounds scary, but it just means the cue to come to us when called doesn't work anymore or it's unreliable. How many times have you called your dog and they refuse to come? Or they move tantalizingly close, but not quite close enough to clip the lead or the leash on? There are usually three main reasons for this, and chances are you're doing one of these three things, but you may not even realize it. We're going to look at ways to help this and solutions to some of those issues you may be facing. Calling them louder or even upping the value of a reward is likely still not working because these three common mistakes will inadvertently erode nearly all recall attempts. So let's have a look at a few reasons why your recall isn't working and what we can do to strengthen it or even reset it so it works reliably. Number 3 is the most common, but you'll likely recognize a few ways you've accidentally poisoned your recall. Number 1, stop using their recall word, usually their name, to call them to do something they know will be unpleasant. Even if we say their name with a super happy and often false voice, they know you're calling them for a bath or to have medicine or to clip their nails. You're inadvertently setting your recall up to fail. Many people have used the very same recall name or word when they need their dog to do something they view as unpleasant, and that is a fast track to a recall becoming unreliable. If you have to do something they may find unpleasant, don't call them to do it. Just go and get them. They may also remember the tone of voice you used when saying that recall word. It's usually much higher pitched and often said happier as a way to coax them, or as an attempt by us to make something unpleasant seem better than what it actually is. And how do we use our recall voice? Exactly the same, higher pitched and often pleasant. So just go and get them rather than call them for something they really don't want to do. Number 2, in the same way you don't want to call them for something unpleasant, you also don't want to get into the habit of using your recall word to drag them away from fun times. But it's not quite as simple as that. You don't want to use it to stop them having fun, and many people use recall just for that reason. Recall should never mean fun is over. If you use it for that, it will hardly ever work. This is a very common reason recall fails. They may be out in the field running around having a great time and they're ignoring you when you call them. Why? Well, it's pretty obvious from your dog's viewpoint. Because they know when they come to you, the fun stops. The lead will be attached, they will be taken home or put in the car. They know coming to you means all their fun ends. They may even come to you and be just far enough away so you cannot attach the lead because they know when that lead gets attached, all the fun and excitement they were having stops. So what you can do is attach the lead and play with them for 2 minutes. Pull their favourite toy out from your back pocket, play with them while the lead is on, and then take the lead back off again. This is also a time for us to show excitement and happiness. You are competing with their other dog friends or a fantastic place where they love to sniff around. You have lots of competition and you need to be seen as being as just exciting to come to. Maybe it's toy time. Maybe it's a really special piece of food. Recall should be unpredictable fun, not fun time is over. If you're only calling them to stop the fun or to go back to the car, they'll soon catch on. So change it up. Keep having fun on the lead together and be really exciting. So recall and the lead are then seen as being really valuable. Attach the lead and take it back off again and let them go back to the fun time they were having away from you. So the association with the lead or the leash being attached can then be a cue for, I love this recall game. This needs practice, but it will change how they respond when you call them. There'll be more details in the comments about this. Number 3, stop using their name to call them. Now, I know your ears just perked up with that because that sounds crazy. You call a dog by their name, don't you? You use it to get them to come to you, don't you? Well, not if it's not working for you. The following sentence can be a light bulb moment for some. Names are not directions. The difficulty with using a dog's name is names are so overused by us, and sometimes we use their name when we're angry or annoyed. Think about how many times you've said, Max, drop that now, or Bobby, leave it, and even Sam, no, naughty. Now, that may be said in a gruff or even angry tone, but the first word they hear is their name. Their name can absolutely have a negative association attached, and that is a recall killer. We also use their names to talk to our dogs throughout the day, so we will often throw their names in a sentence, such as, Max, what should we do today? Are we going to go to the park today, Max? Now, if we think about this from Max's point of view, he's learning to tune out his own name because there is no meaning in that sentence whatsoever. And if you overuse names, they will lose their meaning. When a recall doesn't work, we start saying their name louder and louder as we get more and more frustrated. Again, we're ruining that association they may have had and eroding that recall. In the comments section, I'll attach some information on how to reset your recall. It is so worthwhile doing. I'll also add links to the graphics so you can read them, as they're full of really good information and lots of tips about how to reset a recall that doesn't work. Resetting a recall so it's reliable is a lifesaver, so it pays to take the time and reset it. Here is a list of some common recall destroyers, and you'll likely recognize a few. Only calling them when fun is going to end. Showing anger or frustration. Not rewarding when they do return. Punishing them because they didn't come to you quickly enough or you had to call them over and over again. Calling them and immediately attaching the lead or a leash, which means fun is over. Expecting recall in a distracting environment when they struggle with even quieter environments. So have a look in the comments for more information and ways you can reset your recall. It really is well worth it. Another video coming up. Feel free to subscribe, like, or leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.